Hi, my name is Tina Jones, and I have a book that I read called Emotional Intelligence 2.0, written by Travis Bradberry and Gene Greaves. Travis Bradberry and Gene Greaves are doctors, and they came up with this a way to evaluate a person's emotional intelligence, and they came up with a company called Talent Smart, which is who publishes this book. They go around to Fortune 500 companies and they conduct seminars because this is really something that the CEOs of Fortune 500 companies have come to know that what's more important in when you go to hire somebody or when you have people in your company, what predicts a more productive um, person, a worker, is their emotional intelligence, even above IQ intelligence. So you can take somebody with a really high IQ but they have low emotional intelligence, and they will be less productive in work than a person that's got a lower IQ, but their emotional intelligence is much higher. And the reason that is that people, um, any business is a people business, right? We have to interact with people. So what I like about this book, what it points out is about your competencies. There's two kinds of competencies that you need to be strong in. And one is your self competencies, and the other is your social competencies. So in self competencies, there's two areas that they look at: self awareness, which is your ability to accurately perceive your own emotions, and then there's self management, which depends on your self awareness, because you're going to choose behaviors based on what you're aware of your emotions being. And so, the more in control of your emotions, or the more aware you are of your emotions, the better choices you're going to make for your behavior, which makes you easier to go along with other people. So then the next competency is social competencies, and that's the areas are social awareness, which is your ability to accurately pick up on the emotions of other people. So we do this by listening and observing what other our interactions with other people. That seems to be the most important way to be socially aware. So then you would apply your social awareness to your relationship or social management skills. And this is the ability to use your awareness of your own emotions and those of others around you to manage your interactions successfully. So what I like about this book is that you read the introduction, and it immediately tells you to go to the back, and there's a website that you'll go on to, and they give you a code because you purchased the book, and you type that in, and you go in and you take this assessment, and it wants you to do that before you read any of the information because it doesn't want to skew any of your answers. When you take this assessment, be sure that you're very honest about how you answer the questions, and then it'll give you a report back. And in that report, it will tell you it'll give you like a number values of where your strengths are at. So, as an example, here, on my overall, we call it EQ. Your emotional intelligence is EQ, and it kind of is based on the fact that we call intellectual intelligence IQ. And so it's just a play on that. So my overall EQ was 79. And then it gave me some evaluative numbers on self-awareness, self-management, social awareness, and relationship management. So there were three areas where it identified that I could improve on. And one of them was that I don't tend to deal with change very well. It unnerves me. It makes me. I'm just very uncomfortable with it, and so it identifies that. Also, I have a tendency to um, not talk very nice to myself when I think I've made a mistake. So it identified that, and then um, I also avoid conflict or problem solving because I'm also not comfortable with that. So those were three main areas that this report came out and said I needed to work on. Well, then when it tells you to do that, there's four sections in the book. So if it tells you to go to self-awareness, you're going to do this top section here, and it's going to give you numbers that you may want to go. So and these are all strategies. So this is the strategy section in the book. So in number 7 on social awareness, it says keep a journal about your emotions, which that wasn't particularly what was identified with me, but for somebody who that is, then you read through. It's not very long, but you read through it, and it gives you actual strategies that it wants you to put in place, and it wants you to do the three suggestions over a period of, say, 6 months, because it will send you an email in 6 months telling you to retake the test and see how much you've grown and improved. So this has been a really helpful book, because it doesn't just tell you what you ought to do, it tells you how you can achieve what you ought to do. Anyway, I really enjoyed this book, and I think you will too. Thank you.